Hello friends, this is Ashirvad, and in this video I am going to explain you switch case statement in Java. Now in the previous two videos we saw if-else statement and its variations. We also saw how to use nested if-else structure. The point I want to make here is that if-else statement is used for placing conditions in a program where some statements execute and some don't, depending on the condition. We have one more variant for doing the same type of thing, and that is called this switch case statement, and this is how it looks in a program. So the first thing is what you have to understand is how to present this switch case statement in a program, and you have to be you have to be really careful while putting switch case statement, because remembering the proper syntax of this structure is really very important. And the first thing that you write here is the variable name which you want to check. Okay, it may be ABC, PQR or whatever, that will be written here along with this switch. Then you must open this curly bracket, okay, and you must close it at some point of time, and inside these curly brackets you specify different cases. So here I have written as first possible value of the variable after this case. So this first possible value is the value that we are checking for this variable. Okay, so for example, if we write x here and we write 1 here, that means we are checking whether x is 1 or not. Okay, right after that value, possible value, we have to put a colon sign. Okay, right here. Okay, it's not semicolon guys, it is colon sign. And if this is indeed the value of this variable, whatever we want to execute will be written here in the statements part. It may be one statement or it may be more than one statements. And after writing all those statements, we must write break in order to terminate this case. If you do not put break, then it will execute the other case even if the value written here doesn't match for the actual value of this variable. Okay, that case we'll see later on. So similarly, you can have any number of cases like the one I have written here, and at the end you can have an optional default statement. The default is just like else in if-else statement. Okay, so just like we don't have that else statement compulsory in if-else, we have default not compulsory in switch case. Okay, so this is how it looks. And of course, after writing statements of default, we don't need to put break, because this is usually the last statement written inside switch block. Okay, so this is the look of the switch case statement. Now we'll write a program to clarify things further. So in this program, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a number from user. That number is going to be 1, 2, 3 or 4, and depending on whatever value the user has entered, I will display the name of direction. For example, if the user enters 1, the program should display east, for 2 west, for 3 north, and for 4 south. And if the user enters any other value, it should display invalid value. So this is what we are going to do. So the first thing is I'm going to store a number. So integer dot parse int and inside the bracket I am going to use J option pane dot show input dialog, enter number. So after executing this line, a number will be stored in n. So now we are going to check this n by using switch case statement. So what do I write? First of all, switch. So I have written switch here, and what comes inside the bracket? The variable name which I am going to check. In this program it is n. So I write switch n and the two curly brackets. Then comes case, and right after this put a space and then write the first possible value for this variable n that you want to check. In my case it is 1. Then comes the colon sign. So what do I want to do if the user has entered the value 1? It's going to be a message saying the name of direction as east, and then comes break because I don't want to write any other statement. So my case 1 is complete. Remember, this 1 here is the value that we are checking for this variable n. Okay, it is not always 1. It may be a character value, it may be a string type of value. Okay, it all depends on what value you want to check for the variable. Okay, so remember that. So the next thing is I can simply copy this code 3 times, and I can make some changes. Like this will be case 2, and I want to display west. This is case 3. This is north, and this is south. And lastly, this is case 4. And the last thing I want to put here is default. And what do I want to display? Another message, invalid value. So now my switch case statement is complete, and we can check the program now. So let's run it. So it is asking me a number. What happens if I enter 3? As soon as you press this OK button, the program will jump to the switch case statement. It goes inside, and then it will directly jump to the case which is matching as per the entered value. So when I hit OK, it says north, because when I enter 3, this case 3 is true, and accordingly it displays the name of direction as north. Let us run it one more time, and this time I am entering any value, any other value, say 56. It says invalid value. So how did it display invalid value? As soon as you enter the value, it checks for the entered value as 1 or not, for 2, for 3 and for 4, and in all the cases it becomes false, so it does not execute any of these cases and it goes to default, just like else block in any if condition. So this is the simple execution of switch case statement. One more interesting point I want to make in the same program is what happens if you remove this break keyword from any of the cases. let me actually delete it from case 1 and from case 3. Okay, straight away as you can see it does not display any error. But now what happens when I enter 1? It executes this case 1 of course, and then it searches for the break statement right after this statement. And if it doesn't find break statement, it will execute the case which comes right after it, which is case 2 in this case, and then again it searches for the break statement, which it finds here. So it stops there. So let us check it. I've executed the program and now I am going to enter 1. So when I click OK, the first message appears as east as it should, and when I click OK I get one more message, west, which is of course a wrong way of executing this program. So you know now what happens when there is no break statement. In programming world, this concept is called as fall through, which means in the absence of break statement, the compiler will execute the cases which are coming right after the case which is true. Okay, and it even executes the default block if it doesn't find break anywhere in the execution process. So I hope this absence of break thing is clear to you. So that's it for this switch case statement. In the upcoming videos we'll be covering up some programs through which you can get your concepts clear, and those programs will be based on if conditions and switch case statement. We'll also see the comparison between if else and switch case statement, which thing should be used where. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do like and subscribe.